What's up? We got Solve Analysis Extreme today. We got Plox. We got 6x6. So Plox, the current rate for this is TBD. Ask in chat and Twitch. It's basically on a case-by-case basis. But we're going to do a more in-depth analysis for like a more like structured improvement plan, sort of similar to what Jay does. We got Plox on Skype right now. His audio is on stream. Say hello. Yeah, what's up? So we're gonna go through. We got to get going. We got our notes page. So first two centers is strong part. Alright, so Plox is let's see. You're averaging. What are you averaging right now? Like 210. It's a big range. 210, 215. Classic 6x6. Let's see, consistency and edges. I've been noticing I can't find the fourth piece. Sometimes most likely needs rotation. Find that bar. Always go for the complete bar. Right. I'm not just. Let's see. Okay. We'll see what we see. We got 12 solves here. Sort of like the second YouTube video didn't download, but the YouTube speed's pretty good. So we'll see what we got here. We got main goal. Main goal here is to make nationals finals this summer. So we're 215, 210, 215 right now. Let's see. Rankings. There'll be pretty low international count at nationals this summer. Let's go to US. It'll probably be. Let's see, 16th right now, ranked US is 155. So I'd say we're definitely going to be looking for sub 2 by the summer. Probably about 155 is probably be okay. Definitely, I'd be surprised if it's over 2. Yeah, let's check out what it was last year. 158. Okay, it was 158. I think it's going to be about the same. 158.4. How many? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 foreigners. I can see it being about 158. Yeah, we definitely want to be under 2 minutes though. So let's say like 155 to be. I think 155 will probably make it. And like you have to get 155 in one attempt. So gotta be pretty. Probably want to average closer to 150 at this point. Let's see what we got. We got white. White starts pretty easy here. So right here, kind of like, let's pull up my note. I'll write this. Where's my notes page? I'll write this down. Plox, if you want to follow along on the notes, the link is in chat on the notes page. I won't be putting it on the screen, but so let's see. Done. Solve 1. All right, start. Let's see, one sec. What'd you do to start? So like this white right here, like you have this, so like the corner, matching the corner to this bar right here is gonna be really easy. Like in general, matching corners to bars is really simple because it's always outer layer turns. This whole thing, because you already have these two pieces together and these two together, is all outer layer turns. And these 4 pieces, if you don't count this corner, make the first like inner bar. So you should have gone for this inner bar first, and you're not completely sure where this corner is going to end up, but then you can easily make, wherever the corner does end up, it's pretty easy to pair it up first, instead of, here you're kind of like, so now you have like this weirder spot, and then you basically do the same thing, but like takes longer. Like a even more advanced like way to do this, like you actually have this, like the way I would actually recommend doing this is, since you have this pattern right here, this is like an okay setup for your next middle bar, because it's just you slice in here and then you do a U2 and you slice back. Is you would do your first 2 bars, like you have all the pieces for your first 2 bars right here. Do these first 2 bars while preserving like centers, like as if you have to preserve the D face, and then you can like quickly find your 3rd bar as well. But that's like not really too necessary for this. Okay, in general, I mean, it's not a big deal. Usually just in general, go for the middles first. It doesn't make a difference in this case, but right here, you go for the corner first. It is fine because it doesn't make a difference, but I just recommend in general going for this match of the middles first. Because if you're doing are you watching the stream also? I guess I can't like show you. How do I do this? Let's see. Wait, that's not what I want. If you're doing, okay. Well, I guess let me see if I do this. What does it look like? Okay, cool. So if you do right. So if you're doing your bar and then you do middles first because what's exactly? There's like a bunch of examples in this. Let me get center going. Because if you don't do middles first, what happens is you get stuff like, I'm trying to get an example rolling where, like, right, doing middles first leads to eliminating slice moves in general because, say for like right here, you gotta slice this piece up into here, but if you do like, and, like, let's see. Say you have, well, just in general, it leads to reducing slice moves. I'm trying to find like an exact example, but you do your middles first, like, because when you do your middles first very quickly, because you don't have to preserve your like outer pieces that you've built. Because if you have something like this and you built your outers, although then you already have, like, I forget exactly. Maybe I'll find an example later, but I've like mentioned this in other solve analysis where it comes up, but it's a thing. Like, well, matching up your outers on 6x6, once you have the two middles, you can just adding in the corners onto your two middle pieces or your wings are really easy because it's just R wide moves and it's just basically 2-gen. It's pretty like that. Good stuff here. Not doing the rotation. Important there. Oops. Let me pull the screen back for the stream. All right. I like that. Although I've been playing around with this myself. Right here, you do L. You essentially do you do 2 D moves, but what you could do in this position is I'd recommend doing. So you have to do L2 no matter. If you do L2 there, right, and then you do the D. You just do a U wide. You do a U wide here, and then F2 U instead of the D. L2 D. Like oops. So you're. Let me get you got this bar right here, and you have it. Well, I just make the last one. So yeah, you're in this position right here, basically. You're in this position exactly right here. What you did was L2 D, L2 D prime, or the other way around. But what you can do, L2 U wide prime, F2 U, which is, I think, a lot easier, more fluid. Wait, what? I'm confused. Is this for the second center? The bottom row versus this? Yeah. Oh, I see. That's not a big deal. That's okay. In general, I don't think it's a big deal usually. Okay, one sec. You did orange. Okay, good. This is important. This is correct. So yeah, you do the blue. Get a blue right there. Right here, you have like a couple options, but I don't know if you're going for that corner for sure. But make sure, yeah, like going for that corner, that bar is definitely the easiest. So it's important to get that. Let's see. That worked out pretty well. All right, that's fine. What is this? What is this? What is this? All right. All right, cool. I like that. This is good stuff. Building the 2x2, 2x4 on the left is good. That's important. Pretty fluid there also, so I like that. Right here, you can do a little better case. So basically, I would recommend in this position. What do? You do that, and that's fine. Actually, that's fine. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So I do the cancel. I don't think it's. I think it's worse. I think you should correct your centers completely and then find the easiest edge. I'm pretty sure that's better. I think most other people do. I know Felix does that. I would recommend doing. If you can switch now, I'd recommend not doing the cancel. Right. It's essentially like the downside. Well, it's just one of those things that it makes it harder because you have more options, and more options naturally means it's better if you can find an option quickly. And the only reason you can't is because you're not used to it. And the amount of time it saves is like really minimal with the cancel. It's like one slice, which you're like already in position to be doing. So I think it's not. I don't think the cancel's worth it. This is a pretty major edge like kind of thing here. So like. Right here, you're doing the green and white, right? So you got these three, and look at the rotations. Like you do a U2, and then you rotate twice, and then you like that's stuff like that is because you have all the pieces right there. So there's right here, just rotate, do an X or Y or whatever, do the U rotation, and then insert this piece on right, and then you have your three. Then you have your bar. This bar is now here. And then, or that edge is there instead, like, because that's just like, that was like 3 rotations that didn't do anything. Oh, wait, you had another piece. I don't know. Okay, so you also had, like, you did a weird, so that was weird. Let's see. Let's see. You are rotating like a lot. Like sideways, like side to side, like right there. Right here, like what's the point of it's like what is the point of that rotation to get red white on like so you have red white on the right side right here, right? You rotated like having red white in your back right slot over having an edge in your back right slot is like not bad in general because here, let me set this up. Like you don't need to have the edge in front of you, which is kind of a thing that's kind of hard to get used to, but it's really good to like have in your repertoire of not needing to have. You can finish that full edge without it being in front of you. So like you had basically like you had this right here, like the edge you're working on is back here, and there's only one piece left. And yeah, it might be like more comfortable for you to have it here or to here in front of you, but in the back this is fine. Like you can just put the piece like I need this piece, so I'll just insert it. Now my edge is complete in the back, and you can just pull it out like that. It's really not necessary to always have the edge in front of you, and that's like something that is really good for versatility, and you wouldn't have had to do like that double rotation right there. also, like, this isn't necessary. Like, holding your, so like right here, you do this flip, and then you rotate to pull the edge back onto your right side. Like, having if the edge is gonna end up finished under your left thumb, that's fine. I just like, it's not enough to your rotation. You could just have inserted it with your left hand. I think it's not worth it. Because, yeah, you did the insert with your right hand, but, like, your left hand without the rotation probably would have been just as faster. Right here, again, this is a rotation thing. So you're right here, and you need to slice this piece over to the back left edge, which is the correct spot, which is a UI2, or UI3, UI2, U32, or whatever. You just do the slice. I would just do the UI2 and then do a DUI3. That's like, just do the bottom with a D, because that is a little worse because it's not U moves, but you don't have to do the rotation, so I think it's better. And then it'll bring the other pieces to this. You don't have to necessarily bring the one piece to the other three. You can bring the other three up there. Yeah, because then you do this rotation. And then, also it seems that you're really stuck on this, like, I don't think, I'm doing the watch closer now. You're really stuck on this, like, you have the piece, you have the edge solved under your left hand. You can just remove it instead of doing the extra rotation. But you did find that piece there, so I hope you did that on purpose. But, alright. Oh, it seems not. Alright. Alright, that's good. Good stuff. Same thing right here on this cycle. Let's see. So right here, okay, this is good. Yeah, get that edge first. So you slice this piece over and then rotate. The same thing here is you can just slice. You can just move all three of those pieces over, like that. Yeah, wait. Okay, never mind. You did do it there. Okay, and then on the way back though, you didn't do it, and then you had to rotate again. So I would have done the same thing on the way. Did you kind of see that? It's like right. So right here, you got. So to do this, start this cycle, you move the three pieces over, so you still have the correct edge under your right hand, which is good. And then what you should do right here is you should move the three pieces back, but instead you move like the one back. You do the slice and then you rotate. You seeing that? Yeah, like here you just do the U-wide moves, which is fine, but like in this specific case, you should have done it to where like you move the other pieces. Also, yes, a lot of unnecessary rotations. What was this case you got? This case, this is yes. You could do it. Yeah, this is fine. I don't like that last 2-edge case, but not really too much there. As a long cross. All right. Alright, wasn't bad. That 303 stage was fine. Real scrambles what is this? Let's check what we got. Are we doing green? Green? Is that green? Yeah, we got green. Green. So green is looking. Oh, you can go for here. Oh, is it blue? Oh, it's blue. Right? Yeah. Okay. Green is looking nice, but blue's. Wait, blue's. No, I'm looking at blue. Blue's better. Yeah. Blue's good. Alright, wait, let's go in here. 2i4 in the middle. Oh no, that's alright. In this specific case, you're like 3 moves out of. So right here, because of let's see, right here. See, like right here, you have this 2x1, this 2x1, which match up to do a 2x2, right? And then on the D face, you have another 2x1 under, like on this layer. So you're 3 moves away from having 3 out of 4, like almost having a complete, having almost a 2x4 in the middle. Well, you don't want the wing piece. Oh, the wing. Yeah. I mean, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then you just had to find the other center, which went faster. So, like doing this in this pattern that you have on the U face, you do it. You like to get the bar with this pattern. You do it correctly, but there was just a better extension there. So like right there, that's the best way to do that. But then there was just a better extension. Okay, so like here's why you do. Here's why you do middles first, because like right here, you have this 2x1, right? And then you solve the outers. And now because you solve the outer first, you're forced to slice in this piece right here. Well, if you did it the other way around, you would have like not had to do a slice. Good insert like that, right there. Nice. Right here. So just because. So this 3x1 is like basically like pretty set up for you to finish, right? The big, like, if you see this pattern on top, you can finish this middle bar with a slice U2 slice back, right? Using a center, and that's not going to affect where this corner is in relation to the bar. The corner will still be right here. So because you already have this decent pattern for getting a center bar, which will also remove all unsolved pieces from the U face, because you're going to do this and you're going to have 3 unsolved pieces on the U face, which is kind of bad. If you'd finished the center bar first, the piece is actually under your thumb right here. You could literally do what you want to do is if you do U2 and then like you do this slice, and then you could go straight into this next bar, and then because now you're stuck with this weird position on top, like right, this is terrible because you're stuck with. You can't get all the pieces out in one insert. You have to do double inserts. See how you did to do a slice there, and then you're going to slice out again. So you had that specific case is like really nice, but yeah, it ended up doing like 2 extra slices. Oh, okay. So. Okay, right here. This is live. Don't worry. This is definitely live, guys. Yeah. Okay, so right here, because you have these 2 pieces already together, right? And you want to put this piece right here. What you want to do there is, let me just find the exact setup. God dang it. So, in this specific case, so you're making this blue bar on left, right? And you go up, which is like a less fluid finger trick, but in this case, specifically what you're doing, oh wait, one sec, I didn't show that to you. Right. What did I do? It's like less fluid, so you're right here, and then to make the bar, and that will keep all 3 pieces together. That way you don't break up these 2 pieces at any point. It's less fluid, but it's definitely worth it. Let's see. No. Yeah, because now you do just a lot of turns here. All right. If I rerun the analysis, it'll be on YouTube, and so it'll obviously not be live on YouTube. I don't think you'll be confused. That's fine. So right here, I don't know how comfortable you're with 2x4s at this point. So like, yeah, this is like a, yeah. This is 3 moves into just you're missing the, like, always go for that one. That's like super free. Right here, just simple thing right here that like you should have like. This is a pretty basic case where this piece matches up to right there. Just kind of like looking up to the U face, just cutting some time right there. Stuff like that just kind of indicates that you're going a little too fast and you should slow down a little bit because you can't be missing stuff like that because that's like, right there, 2x4 immediately. That's good. That you should never have to slice that much. What do you do for this case? What the? Why would you do that? You made the outer first. Yeah, you always make the inners. You can just assume that the outers are going to kind of line up if you make the inners first. You always make the inners first. Because that was a pretty easy case, actually. Alright, normal stuff. Again, like 3 rotations, you haven't even done anything yet. Like, that's never necessary. Like, 2 more, like a lot of rotating to look for pieces. You're rotating a lot just to look for pieces. A lot to look for pieces. And then rotating, like, you're doing it. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Oh, yeah, okay. Do you know, I wonder if you noticed this. What is weird about this edge pairing? Tell me. Something's really weird about how you're inserting pieces. Or what you're... No, but you're doing something really strange. You're only inserting in 2gen. You're not using F. What the fuck? Oh yeah, that's why you're rotating so much. That's like the whole reason. Yeah, that's like the entire reason why you're rotating so much. You gotta learn a better OLL for that case. That was really bad. Like that OLL is really easy. Let's do it right here. Jay showed it to me. Yeah, you can't do that. Here's the OLL. Yeah, right here. So, boom. There's that OLL, by the way. Learn that real quick. But yeah, so finger tricks. Yeah, I mean it's not really that tricky, but like, so this is a great place to do a sledge insert because right now what you do for this blue white, you go rotate, insert on left, rotate back, and then actually okay. So another trick right here. Say you're in this spot right here. What do you do to make this blue and white edge? Yeah, you do that, right? Yeah, okay. Because some people will do this. Just make sure you always do that. Say you're in the opposite position where you're in this spot right here. What do you do? That. So in this position, I would do this because it gets priority because you end up with the edge on the right. Oh, you're left-handed, right? Okay, well then you just do it on the opposite. Just inverse everything. Okay. Well, that's not as relevant, I guess, then for this specific case. But yeah, you do here. Also, another cool thing right here. You have this case right here, green and blue and orange right here. It'd be really common to like rotate and then put this like green and blue and orange down here like that, right? But that'd be really wrong because there's no reason to rotate when you can just do a U wide. Yeah, it's like stuff like that's really like easy to just like kind of forget about that you can do. Just like, oh, I'm working on this edge, I can't move it. That's just completely wrong. You're working on the edge, but there's only one piece. Even if the whole edge was there, like, even if like you had the reverse case like this would be the worst possible. I wouldn't really recommend you could do this if you wanted to. That even isn't that great, but yeah, you kind of get what I mean. But anyways, yeah, you got it. Right. So yeah, sledge. What was I doing? Right. So sledge. Say you're here. And we gotta insert this, right? Boom. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to get used to, but honestly, I don't think it'll take more than a couple of weeks to like fully integrate. You already do the flip. You do the flip backwards though, which I'm not a fan of, but like, just boom. Or you could do it like that, I guess. that inserts from this spot. Wait, no, that's the same thing as this. Never mind. Yeah, you gotta do it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you just gotta get good at that because that'll reduce your number of rotations like an enormous amount. That's really important. That's like killing you right now. It's like the huge reason of why you're doing is like way overloading rotations. Is like purely because of that. Yeah, I mean that's just like really doing it. Let's see. Let's go back. That's like that right there is enormous. That's like that's the biggest thing on edges right there. That's why you're rotating so much. Yeah, you guys stop. You guys that's like an immediate. It doesn't matter when your next comp is. You just gotta stop doing that immediately. That's pretty good. First 2 bars on red. Yeah, that's pretty good. That was whole memorized. That was pretty solid. All right, I like this. This is good awareness right here. It's good awareness right here to know that your left bar isn't solid on bottom, so you just go ahead and pull this down to the next layer, and so you can find your next 2 pieces quickly. That was good. That last bar that first center was real solid. That was good. Good pulling out the middle bar, middle piece. Nice. This is good. Also, this right here is really nice. Seeing this, it's very clear that doing the R2 first is good because it'll match these 2 bars up together in a 2x4 and it'll remove this piece. So good that you saw that instead of blindly putting it in. Alright, there's solid. It's pretty optimal use here of inserting without doing the rotation, so I like that stuff. Right. Oh, that's fine. Alright. Right here, you gotta do a slice. In this case, it's unfortunate, but like some cases you just gotta slice right here. So you do this first set, and then right here, and then you essentially just do the slice, but with extra moves. Just like do the slice straight up when you're here. Yeah. You just gotta slice this piece right here. Slice. Because yeah, you do a slice, it's just like broken because there's no other way to do it. But, yeah, right here, yeah, you can see it here. You just gotta slice that. Oh man, this is like, one sec. One sec. This is like a god tier case. This is so good because I can see right now. It's like what? Actually, I think you might do it correctly. No, you almost do it right. So you still do a pretty good job. You do a good enough job because you make sure you don't break up these 2 middle pieces. The key here, the real key to the way to do this right is that you can build this 2x4 directly right here, and then you still have the 2 middle pieces together. So you do like an extra move, but you kept those pieces together, so you're fine. It was totally fine. I really don't advocate for doing these wide moves without a reason. Like right here, inserting this piece with like that. Just do R. There's sometimes a reason to do it, but not like in this case. I don't really think there's. Yeah, I've seen that. There's certain cases if you don't have all the pieces solid where you want to do one or the other, but when they're all solid, it doesn't matter, and just do the one with the least amount of pieces moving. Right here's an example of you doing extra rotations even without that aren't caused by the fact that you only don't do F moves. Like right here, you rotate over to here, or wait 1 second, is it right here? And then you just rotate back, like. So you rotate over in the edges to get under your left hand, and then you rotate it back to insert your next edge. Essentially, don't change where you're putting the edge onto your left hand or your right hand unless there's a reason for it. Like it looked right there that you're just more comfortable onto your left hand, so you just threw it onto your left hand. But then you realize a second later that that's not what you actually wanted to do, and you put it back onto your right hand or whatever, and then just like extra 2 rotations right there. Yeah, don't be just doing don't do any moves without like a purpose, and the same is true for rotations, because that's like the other thing that's kind of killing you here. Now I'm mostly looking for like bigger stuff that's not right. Yeah, it's, well, you missed that blue and white piece on the edge. Like right here, it's kind of a big overarching concept that, so like right here, right? Right. One sec. Okay. So right here, the last blue piece you're looking for is right. The last blue and white piece you're looking for is right here, right? It's on the U face. This is like not so much a thing as like you just missed it in this case, that it's probably more common in general. Like, so you don't know it's there, and so you think it's on the other side, so you do a Y2 to go look for it, right? This is essentially doing a Y2 to look for a piece. So, like, you're looking for your edges or whatever. Like, you're looking for your edges, and you do a Y2, and then you have to do another Y2 later to find it, because you accidentally did a Y2 when you already had it in the correct orientation. That doesn't really have a name, but it's essentially something that, like, if I do a Y2, I'm like probably at least 80-90% confident that the piece I'm looking for is not in, like, I'm trying to find an edge that I need to flip for. So like right now, there's only one edge left, but I'm 100% confident that either the blue and white piece I'm looking for is around here, which is right here, or it's not on the U face. Like I'm probably 95% on that. Like, it's really that kind of ratio needs to be as close to 100% as possible, and I've seen it a couple times, and it's like that is like just incredibly important, because it saves so much time not doing unnecessary flips, and then you're looking for pieces that aren't even going to be there at all. They need to flip back over. That is just kind of something they have to get used to, and is just indicative of going a little too fast, and like just being like, whenever you're thinking of doing the Y2 to flip your pieces over, you got to really be sure, because you flip, you got to like, you want to be sure as quickly as possible, but you also have to be sure. Like, you need to be like 95% sure and like very quickly, if that makes sense. It's like, yeah, if it's in the middle, you also want to catch it, but that's a lot harder, and the downsides aren't as much because you don't have to flip back. But you don't want to flip if it's in the E face, E layer, or the U layer, but it's not. Yeah, yeah. Okay. More stuff where you're just not doing right here. Oh, never mind. That's on the left. So one sec. I think you have a pretty particular case here. Yeah, so you got this particular case right here, right? So this is like, if you do a slice of slice on the U2, right, or with UI3. Or if you just if you just a UI3 flip, UI3 prime, you're going to have a white and orange completed edge that's with parity, right? You should just go ahead and do that. If you can solve, like, priority one is if you can solve, quote unquote, solve an edge instantly, that's like really high priority, because then the rest of the 3 edges with like one cycle you solve the middles, and it's like they end up being really fast. And in this case, you can. And then, but you'll have parity, and so if it doesn't have, if you get a parity case, then the parity is just on this edge, and it's fine, and you can do like yellow cross or something, or you'll just have to do your parity algorithm, you get pure parity. If you don't get a parity case, when you do, you're gonna have to do an M, like a 5x5, like flip thing, and then it's just a better option in general. Just like you, if you can solve an edge, you can do like a one slice or like U wide flip U wide prime thing to solve an edge even with parity. It's definitely worth it in this case because priority one is like, yeah, getting a full edge. If you can do a full edge solve instantly, do that, and that kind of counts, even though it's not technically a full edge. All right, wait, what do you do in this specific? What? I can't. Okay. Okay, I see. You got the blue and white. Okay, right here. Also, just this kind of ties along with it. You have 3 edges left, and one of them has parity on it. And like always, just leave. You have actually. This is a very particular last case. Wait, you have 3 edges left here. Like, if one of them has parity on it, just solve all of your edges except for the one with parity on it, and then when you only have 2 edges left, then like don't just do a slice up slice because that could be a waste. Just to solve that parity case when you're doing your last 4 edges, just get down to the point where you know if you have parity or not. And if you do have parity, you can just do the pure parity on that, or you kind of like you can set it up with something else, but. You kind of adapt to the scenario afterwards, but doing the worst case is that at the end when you're doing your last 2 edges is you do an M or flip M prime or like an E flip M or E prime, and that's the worst possible case. And in this case, you're doing it now, so you're already forcing the worst possible case on yourself when you can just wait and see what's going to happen later. Yeah. Yeah. Get down to last 3. In this case, like in this specific case, you have a very unique case because of your case is a slice sub slice away from if you these 2 pieces are just 4x4 pieces. Like these are like these the green and white and orange, like these 2 right here on the left and right. If you do U wide flip U wide prime, it's going to give you 2 edges just like the orange and blue. And then you just have 3 flipped edges. And that's like whatever, you have to do parity and a flip thing. But in this case, what you do is you do a flip thing. And then you set yourself up into this much worse last 2 edge case. As opposed to your first last 2 edge case was just U wide flip, U wide prime, and then double flip. Yeah, because now you got parity, and now you got this annoying parity case. Start with for that you gotta grip it. You want to grip it like you want to start your grip like this. So you start like this actually. So you do like kind of 2 regrips at the start, but then it flows a lot better after. I'm pretty sure that's how everyone does it. It's like that's like literally the fastest last 2 edge case with parity. So, all right. Let's get going on this one. All right, this is only 3. Okay, we probably just watched like 5 solves. I say you do 12 in case there's like something I want to look up, but the big stuff has kind of already been covered. You don't need, like, I don't really do this. You don't need to see all 4 sides to determine PLL for 6x6 because you only need 3 for when you have a parity. Like, you only need 2 for 3x3 and you need 3 for 6x6 and 4x4 because you can have parity. You don't need to see the backside, but usually I don't think it's too bad. Just check because it's kind of tricky. But idealistically, you'd only look at 3. Now, what are you doing? Blue is probably... Why is this white? Is that 2? That was pretty good then. Let's check what we got here. Okay, yeah. White. Yeah, white's alright. It's not phenomenal, but it's good enough. That was pretty good. Actually, that was really good, yeah. That was good stuff. Good start, good start. I like that. Good stuff on the white start there. Yeah, I guess I get what you were saying before. In this case, like, you should have just built this on the top of the bar. Like, you moved it to the bottom instead of the top. And, like, there's no difference, but, like, now you had more D moves instead for no reason. Yeah, let's move it on the top. That would have been better. It's going to load play. Alright. Rotation there. Yeah, it's fine. Pretty good most of the time. Again, you didn't do a slice there. Same thing as before. So this is one of those cases where you want to make sure you're taking out the right number of pieces. So like right here is important. This is kind of a mistake. This insert, like normally you do it with like an R4. You can also do it with an R2, but in this specific case, you should do it with an R3 to remove all these pieces. It's like R wide 3, U2, R wide 3 prime. Yeah, because you did it with that by 4 by default, and then you're stuck with this weird case like that. And then you had to slice back out. So you essentially did it, you just delayed it. It's right there. What was that? Yeah, you just went back. What the hell is going on? That was weird. Whatever. You know how to do that properly. That's fine. Yep. Again, a lot of rotations while looking while rotating. Yeah, man, that double rotation right there is like, you didn't even need to like this is what kind of confuses me. Like you're right here. So if you can insert this the red and white piece that you're looking, the solve edge right here and the red and white piece right here, you just insert this on the left and then move it over. But you do a double rotation and then you rotate back. This one's not as good as... Yeah, obviously that's, again, you do the same thing there. Like, if you have the edge you want to solve onto your right hand, and you can insert it with 2gen on left, you do a double rotation, then insert for no reason. That's pretty big. That's actually really... That's another... Those two things are, like, really killing you on the rotation game. A lot of rotating. That's why everyone's inconsistent on edges. You go for that blue... So, like, doing the blind, moving your edges up for a cycle, I think in general is not bad. But, like, in this case, and I kind of checked beforehand. I'm not 100% sure on it. It's pretty underdeveloped. But, like, in this case, you already had, like, a cycle basically, like, this. It wasn't in the position, but it was, like, a flip. Like, but, yeah, you could miss stuff that are already in position for cycles and you have to undo stuff you did. But yeah, like in that position you would have done a cycle, but like you would have set it up differently essentially. That's long cross. Maybe you take a little bit of pause before you start your cross. It's probably gonna help out. Whoa. You gotta know your parity cases. Your PLL with parity cases. This is do parity, do good R perm first, and then you get pure parity. Instead of doing parity into bad R. Important stuff there. You should know. Make sure you should know all those. There aren't that many cases. Like you don't have to like sit down and memorize them, but like you should know them all at this point. Alright, we'll do one more and then I'll write some specifics. 5:30? Shoot. Alright. Okay, obviously red. This one's asking for 3 bars to be built. Oh, not quite, but it's pretty close. Alright, that was pretty good. That was good. I like that. That was good. Good start. Yeah, you're right. The first 2 bars in general building are pretty solid. I'm pretty impressed here. It's good. Yeah, are you using WC? Are you using 15 seconds inspection? Right here, that's good stuff. But right here, pulling out this piece is more important than keeping these 2 bars together. So do the L wide 3 instead of the L wide here. You'll have the bars offset, but you want to get this piece down. I'd prioritize that first. In this case, it doesn't really matter because you pulled it out right there, but I think it's more important. Right here, if you're gonna do it like this, like do a D right here, because you bring that piece up and then you do those moves. You could have done a D and then it would have like brought up, like you're doing like a couple extra moves there. Yeah, like right there, yeah. Then you would have brought it up, but like you can do a D. What is that? That's weird. There. Again, you like force yourself into this weird spot right here. Just match up those centers first, and then you can get the corners. Like you force yourself into this position, which doesn't make any sense. This is a terrible spot. Match up those first. Right here, a lot of extra moves when you can just do U prime and then insert on left. We'll leave you the same thing. Red and yellow is right there, whatever. Alright, edges are mostly the same at this point. Yeah. This case, that was again, you had a slice of slice solve on red blue, but not a huge deal. You did pretty good on these last 4 ended up pretty nice. Those are fast last 4 anyways. And a better cross, yeah, you know that. Nice, so let's skip case. Yeah, you gotta know these. This is J perm. This is JA. This is the good J. Right here, Felix has one on cube skills. Yeah, U prime into good JA right here, because it's into good JA. We'll give you pure, right? Yeah, you just do flips. So it's like it's this one right here, and then you do JA, and then you do parity. Yeah, parity's a lot faster on 3x3 with M moves. Yeah, so you said you got good R. Like that's a good case because you got good R, but like J is a lot faster. All right, so oh well, I didn't do that. Let's do our J McNeil 3-step improvement plan. Number 1, learn to sledge. Wait, now let's see. Like overall will be less rotations during edges. Learn to sledge during edges. Priority 1. Do this instantly. Even if comp is tomorrow, you immediately need to learn that. Learn. Stop doing wasteful rotations. Rotations, i.e., like edge building under right hand. Can insert on left. Insert next piece on left, but instead do double X rotation. And insert on left, and then rotate back for no reason. Let's see. Those are the two biggest things. Like, oh yeah, stop searching for pieces on the U layer with rotations. Also, don't use U moves. Just look and know. Less rotation during edges. Oh, and then like have 90% plus Y2 accuracy. If you do a Y2 to find another piece, the piece needs to be on the other side 90% plus of the time. It's alright if it's on the E layer, but that still should be kept to a minimum less than 30% or something like that. Something like that. I don't really know. These are kind of guesses. Right, less rotations during edges. What was there? What was the biggest center? Centers were decent, alright. Like, oh yeah. Centers. Oh, let's see. Building wings out. Generally decent, but in some specific cases. Oh yeah. Using freedom properly. So, pieces on the U/F face. So like, this is kind of what I was touching on at the end when you had, essentially you had, let me see if I can set this up. It was like, I forget what it was. It was like, I don't know, you get something where like, you were manipulating, yeah, you done that D move. Yeah. Because you're like I'm only gonna manipulate pieces on my U face. You got to use your D moves. Not possible in all cases. Requires good awareness. It is also important when like you're working on your third center, and like you're working on your third center, for instance, and when you're working on the third center is pretty easy to be honest. It's really hard when you're working on your fourth center, and like. Okay, now I'm here, and I bring this piece up, and now like the orange pieces, like you only have to preserve the pieces that are completely done. Like, what do I have to preserve? Like, what can I mess with still at this point, and like stuff like that. You can keep your pieces in this position for a while if it helps you out. There's no rule saying that you have to move these orange pieces back. Like, this can be your home base while you build your left ones. Like, that requires some good awareness, and like I've seen pretty fast people not know how to use that at all, aka Zach White. Not even in chat, getting roasted. Yeah. Let's see. Iron Center is good planning on first two. To think about where third is gonna be in easy cases. Other than that, centers are pretty solid. Mostly, good use of not rotating for inserts unnecessarily. L4E, focus more on quick, complete edges. Complete can have parity if extra easy. 3 edges is super easy. 4 is annoying. Decent use of cycles, lot of rotations, C number 1. 3R3, learn PLL cases with parity. Pause, look more ahead on L2E for cross start. potential to take 1 second pause for cross to increase fluidity over 1 second in savings. Yeah, as most of like the biggest things, like the biggest, like in terms of overall priority, like priority list. 1, sledge during edges. Like what? That'll take like 2 to 4 weeks to master. Wasteful rotations. 2 to 4 weeks. Too good. Never master. No one ever masters this shit. After that, wings out 100% of time. Unless you are 100% confident. It's okay. It's okay. This shit's impossible to master that stuff. Actually, it's not that. This like isn't that hard, but like it should be like it shouldn't be that hard to get comfortable with that stuff. Freedom, and then like that's kind of like the 3 things I'd focus the most on, followed by freedom properly, and then 90% plus. No, never mind. 90% plus Y2 accuracy. Actually, 90% plus Y2 accuracy is like something you always have to work on. The best solvers all have ridiculously high accuracy on this. It's not a coincidence. Yeah, and then do your good, and then do freedom. Use freedom properly. Some people get away with it, but even like Max uses this pretty well. He doesn't do anything fancy on center, so Max does this stuff. Yeah, that's my general. It's my general J McNeil X-step improvement plan. There you go. I hope that was all you were looking for and more. Yeah, that's like your biggest thing. That's like really bad. You gotta like, that's like code red. Like you just got, that's the biggest thing. Yeah, like if you're like Nats is what, 5 months, 8 months? Wait, is it in August? It's in August, right? It's like exactly 6 months away. From going from 215, say you're 215 right now, you basically need to drop 20 seconds. Say because you're like on the higher end, you're at 215. And you want to get a 155 average in round 1, so really at home on the higher end, you need to be 155 at the worst. If you want to be able to like do that with any sense of reliability. So you gotta drop 20 seconds, 6 months, pretty doable. It's definitely gonna take some practice, take some grind, but you know, I think with some proper like not doing any of these, not learning how to sledgehammer your inserts, it's gonna save your edges quite a lot. Yeah, like even like I'm trying to like work on reducing my, I'm trying to work on a lot of stuff like, but there's all this stuff is like, some of this stuff is like you never master, except like inserting with sledge is like basic stuff, but like reducing your rotation is just something that you like never really master. Like Felix is better at me than it. I'm just trying to get better at it right now. Like I'm not the greatest at it, but just stuff that like yours is a little weaker than the rest of your parts of your solve, so that's why I'd focus on most. Really, the edges are like really what you need to focus on most. You could even whip out the CS Timer Edge Only Scrambler, because your centers I feel like are much far superior. Although I guess your centers like you do have some ironing stuff out to do in your centers, but yeah. So I'd never mind. I wouldn't do that. I'd just keep doing regular practice. But yeah, I wouldn't spend a lot of time practicing through I3. More just like do a quick refresher if you're worried about getting slower at that. But I think overall you're probably pretty good. Right, I would just throw in like probably do an average of 100 every week, and that's like that's nothing. Like just stay fresh. Yeah, that's a lot. Like throwing some every so often. You said you're mid 10. So yeah, when I was like 155, I was probably like 9, low 9 at home. But you can, that's not necessary. Mid 10 is fine for 155. It's gonna make it a little bit harder. Like, I'd recommend being sub 10 before you're under the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute barriers, but you don't really need to be. I guess I was probably global like 10 flat actually. Something like that. Also in 3x3 it's like useful to be able to do F moves also. Like, and stuff like that. It definitely is. I assure you it is. Yeah, alright, if you want, you can spin our analysis like a couple months. This should take you, like, that one will just be like a refresher, obviously. This is like everything. This is like, the stuff here is pretty much everything you need. Like, if you just work on this, like, this will take you forever. Like, this is like a lot of stuff, so. Yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah, of course. And I'll see you on the chat. Alright, guys. That was analysis. Might do a little slot. It's 5:45 already. Oh my god, it's so late. Oh my god. What's up, guys?